Hello, welcome back to EV Switch. Today I'm going to go and interview a BYD Dolphin owner. Here we are sitting inside the BYD Dolphin, and this is my sister Marianne.
Hi.
Maybe start off with a bit of your background, because this isn't the first electric car you've owned, is it?
No, so my background's in engineering, computer science, and my partner's electrician, so we have the skills and knowledge about electric cars. And the car we had before this one was one we converted ourselves. It was a Daihatsu Charade, and we took out the old ICE engine and put in electric motor and some batteries, and we have been, before this car, we'd been using it for 13 years just as a city runabout car.
Yeah, okay. And what sort of range did that have?
It had a range of around about 50 kilometres, so yeah, that was quite limiting just around Adelaide.
Okay.
So we couldn't go very much further than just around Adelaide.
Yeah.
So the upgrade to this
Yeah.
BYD Dolphin is, it's almost 10 times the range and the functionality and the newness. It's, really good.
Yeah, it was fairly basic. The one that you built with.
Yeah, the Daihatsu Charade was, when you convert a car, it's a lot easier to do it on an older car without airbags, without all the extra, computers and electronics. So the car we converted was quite an old car, very basic. No, we didn't have any heating or air conditioning. So yeah, it was
No back seats, because that's where the battery was.
Yeah, we took out the back seats to put in the batteries, and yeah, it worked really well for 12 years, and now it's gone to another home where somebody else, another enthusiast is going to upgrade it and put some new batteries in and give it another life.
Well, I've got to say that's one thing that piqued my interest with electric cars, is seeing you having one, and I think I seem to remember asking you, "Oh, can you build me one?" And then, but that was probably a step too far. And there's all sorts of liabilities, I guess, if you build cars for other people. Then
there's a whole lot of regulatory steps to go through to make sure it's roadworthy.
You're a member of the Electric Vehicle Association?
Yeah, the Australian Electric Vehicle Association. We were going along to meetings once a month to see what news there was about, and pretty much found out about BYD. Of course, we knew about Tesla. Kind of interested in whenever they were promising their new kind of low-priced car.
Yeah, the Model
which
2.
Still hasn't arrived yet. So when BYD were planning to bring out their cars to Australia, we were really interested.
I can't remember when I first heard about them. I think it was maybe, I don't know whether it was from you, probably from maybe Elliot from China, the fully charged presenter.
I like the design that they come up with because of the type of batteries they're using, which was one of the features, and also that they were coming out with a lower cost electric car. So the batteries are the batteries that were used in our previous car.
Oh, the LFP?
The LFP batteries. Yeah. So we knew that technology was robust, easy to use, long life. It lasted us over 12 years in our old little car, which was, really good. So to come to a new car with the same battery chemistry, but a lot well managed, and
battery management and the cooling
and all that. Yeah,
they say with this battery, what is it, like well over 3,000?
Yeah.
If you calculate that by a full charge gets you 400 kilometres, say. Even if you say, okay, the range will reduce over time, so let's say 300, you times 300 by 3,000, how many kilometres is that? That's like, I can't think off the top of my head.
Too many zeros. So if you are charging between, in the middle of the range of the charge cycle, it probably won't be as kind of using up the life of the battery as it would be if you charged from 0 to 100% all the time, which is what we were doing in our little car, our 50k range little car. The old car would be, we'd go for 50k's, then charge from about 20% up to fully charged every time we went out for a trip. So that was really using up the batteries quite significantly, and yet they lasted well over 12 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get it over 20 years for mine. So
Yeah.
do you think that's realistic?
I think that's realistic, yeah.
There was a guy who'd driven his car like 666,000 kilometres before he replaced the battery. And that was probably, do you know if that was probably NMC chemistry or was it LFP? Because some of the earlier Teslas use the lithium ion.
Not the LFP.
Mm.
I'm not sure, I can't remember.
I've seen some graphs that say that LFP gets significantly more charge cycles.
Yeah.
It's safer. More charge cycles. You can charge up to 100% much easier than you can with an NMC battery. So
the downside of the LFP is they would be a larger volume, and I think they're slightly heavier. So to build a lighter car with more energy dense batteries, you might go for one of the others.
You drove my car for a little while before you're buying this car. How does this compare to the Atto 3?
To the Atto 3, there's a few different features, but I like this car because it's slightly smaller, and it just feels like it drives a bit easier, a bit lighter on the road.
Yeah.
All the features, I'm getting used to all the high-tech features that this car has. It probably doesn't have quite as many features as the Atto 3, I
really
like it.
my sunroof that you can open.
Yeah, this one does not have an opening sunroof, and I was thinking of actually putting a wrap on the sunroof, because it's really not suited for Australian conditions, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But
I find mine is fine. It does block out the heat quite well, and most of the features are fairly similar. You got the little screen here that goes up and down with the wheel, doesn't the steering wheel when you adjust it?
Connected there. The only downside with the screens, I do wish that they'd put the font in a bigger font size, just for my eyesight. I need reading glasses for the really little font. And when a message comes up that it's too long a message, I'll never be able to read that.
I absolutely agree.
It has the rotating
like
screen.
the Atto 3, nice.
But
it doesn't work with Android Auto.
Oh, okay.
Do you use Android Auto?
Not very much for me.
It's good for navigation.
Navigation's fine, yeah. The one thing that I always do is, and I think on a lot of the YouTube commentators have said the same, is these lane assist modes that bump your car back into the lane. It is very disconcerting when you're travelling around and your car suddenly bumps you over this way or that way, or suddenly stops. Now, they are getting better in the algorithms they're using, but it still is a little bit. So I will always kind of put that to warning.
Does it stay on warning, or do you have to keep resetting?
No, every time you switch it off, you have to go back and change it.
So that's a little bit different with the Atto 3. So the Atto 3 will keep it, although the emergency one will always stay on unless you manually have to go in every time you start the car. So I'm fine with the lane keep assist stuff. There's the emergency one, which, like you're saying, does sometimes, particularly if you're driving around very twisty roads, it will sometimes jerk your wheel away from the edge. So one thing I found in mine with the adaptive cruise control, when you're following a car, it will slow down too much when a car ahead of you, like hundreds of metres ahead of you, is turning off to the left. Have you experienced that? Yeah,
it does slow down quite a bit. Sometimes it gets confused with some of the road kind of bollards and things like that if you're turning around a bollard. There's a few instances we've had when we're actually turning onto a roundabout, and it detects a car coming around the roundabout in front of you, and it's put the emergency brakes on, which is very disconcerting because at a roundabout you need to be ready to take off and merge into the traffic, and then suddenly the brakes start.
Yeah. Okay. Is that when you're using adaptive cruise control?
No,
Or just,
no,
oh, okay.
just
So I've
normal
never
driving.
experienced that with
Okay.
mine. One thing with my adaptive cruise control, and you don't need to have it on. You can have it off and just drive it manually. But the lane keep assist button, which is a little button just here, you can turn that on and off when you're in cruise control. Sometimes when it's on, I find like my arms get a bit sore because I'm sort of almost fighting against the steering wheel sometimes. So sometimes if I'm finding, getting a bit tired in my arms, I'll switch the lane keep assist off, and then it'll be, oh, that's nice and easy now. But then you've got to remember whether you've got it on or off, because I think that's the one danger with all these assistance things or autopilot or whatever Tesla have, is that if you use it, you become a bit complacent, I think, and you expect the car to
Yeah.
drive for you.
Yeah, I find if it's consistent in how it drives for you, I'm all for it. But if it's kind of a little bit inconsistent in its behaviour, you can't really trust what it's going to do. One of the things with the cruise control, as you're driving along, it'll detect, you've gone past a 60k sign, and then when you change your cruise control, it'll go from 90k's down to 60k's really quickly because it's detected that's what the speed you should be doing.
Oh, does it automatically do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I haven't.
You haven't noticed that?
I haven't noticed that, and it doesn't do that. Because I know there is a traffic sign recognition and intelligent speed limit control. That might be it.
That might be. Yeah.
Maybe I've got that switched off. So
maybe I should switch it off.
Yeah,
it is a bit because of that inconsistencies like that I was talking about. That if it's inconsistent, I'm not sure what the car's behaviour is going to be, and then I'm not confident of.
Yeah, I guess it's all a bit of a. I've switched it off then. So
That's okay.
But yeah, there is that like the emergency one. That's the one that a lot of people are switching off.
Yeah.
Because it is feels dangerous.
It does feel dangerous, like when you're going around corners around.
There's quite often there's a car coming in the opposite direction right when it jerks you over to the. And it's always for me it's always in the Atto 3 it's always the right hand bends. It feels like you're getting too close to the left and it jerks you back. If you had your time again, is this the car you would have bought? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just so smooth and easy to drive, and quite a privilege to drive, and it's got air conditioning and heating and
I've got to say, like modern. A lot of people, there's things that are stopping people from buying electric cars, and maybe part of that's misinformation, and part of it is. I always hear people say, oh, they're too expensive, but all new cars are expensive. And neither of us are terribly wealthy, rich people, but we've both been fortunate enough to be able to be in the position to get one, mainly through the sale of property, I think.
Yeah.
But,
been quite fortunate to have the money to be able to buy a new car. The alternative would be to buy another old car and convert it.
Yeah, right.
Which we could have done, but since these are available, it seemed like the logical thing to do.
You were at one stage thinking of you bought a
Hyundai Tiburon. We were going to convert a sports car, and then looking at it, it was going to be a little bit difficult to get the engineering all done and fit all the batteries in. And so we decided against that, and then waited for the Dolphin to come along. But
I agree with you. Like when I drive the Atto 3, I feel like I'm driving a luxury vehicle, and I never thought I'd be in that position to be able to do that. And it's only because they can, they're mass producing these vehicles in large numbers, that they can have them at an affordable price point.
One thing they should have done is BYD should have bought one of these guys for every BYD Dolphin that they've sold.
So where did you pick him up?
He's from IKEA.
There you go, there's a plug for IKEA. Go and pick up a Dolphin for your Dolphin. Well, thanks for chatting to us and letting us have a look at inside your Dolphin. And there are plenty of reviews out there that you should check out on the Dolphin. We didn't go into too much nitty-gritty detail. It was mainly about an owner's experience with the Dolphin. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like, and stay tuned for the next video. Cheers.